Hello everybody, Steve here with another video. It's been a while, but I think I need to really start recording some videos now because there is a lot going on, most notably the coronavirus, COVID-19, as it is sometimes called. And it seems like there seems to be a worldwide panic about this. And it is to the point now where the fear of the virus itself appears to be greater than the effects of the virus itself. Now, I'm not saying that it is not something that we should all be concerned about and that we should not take the necessary steps to try to prevent it from spreading. But the sheer numbers seem to indicate that it might, and I say might because it's still pretty early in terms of making a overall assessment of it. But, you know, if you look at the death rates based on the amount of people that have it, it's not a big percentage. Now, don't get me wrong, any death is a death that is tragic, especially to somebody you know or family, or any death. Any death is tragic. Any death is terrible. But my thing is understanding that death is tragic. Some of the things I think, and this is just my opinion, some of the things I think that we're doing will eventually cause much more harm than the virus itself. And in this video, I'm not going to go into a long list of things that we are doing, but some of the things we're doing is that we're closing things. The economy is at a halt or tanking. We're stopping people from working, and it sometimes seems like that we haven't given a lot of things a lot of thought. So if we close everything down, does that mean that also those that supply the goods and services won't be able to provide those goods and services, which is what we need, even if we're going to be bunkered in to our homes and apartments? We still need things. We still make use of consumables. We still have to go to the store. But if the people who deliver these things, truck drivers, I'm thinking more specifically, or even other forms of delivery, whether it be plane, boat, whatever, if these people cannot do their job, then pretty soon we're going to be out of even the most necessary items. And these things include, you know, our prescription drugs, food, water, and other things that we sorely need just to live. And that's my concern, is that we are destroying our infrastructure because we have so much fear over this virus that we have to take drastic steps to tell everybody to stay home. And I'm really hoping that this is not going to be longer than a week or two. But there are some consequences for us doing this, some very serious consequences, which may in fact cause more death than the virus itself. So, you know, I can't say that definitively because I don't know, but the experts don't know either. And so we're just kind of taking a stab at the dark and saying, okay, we're just going to shut everything down. Hopefully the virus won't spread. And doesn't matter how much it hurts the economy, or that people can't get things or whatever, we're going to do this. This is the only way. And I'm just a little concerned, just thinking out loud about how this is going to affect us both now and in the future. The other thing is the mental state of our country as a whole is not good. And it's pretty much evident when you look at the politics of it. We've known for some time that the politicians on the left and the right cannot get along. But it used to be a time when, we had left and right, but in times of crisis, they pretty much joined together to solve whatever problem that we were going through, whether it was a war or some kind of large-scale terrorist attack like 9/11. We've always been able to put aside our differences and to work together. And even on a smaller scale, people during times of crisis have been able to band together and work towards the common good. But I don't know if we possess that skill any longer, or I don't even know if we possess the spiritual makeup anymore to not only get along, but to serve others and to, just do good. People have become so self-centered, and it pretty much shows when people, politicians, whatever, cannot work together. It is usually because, and I'm going to be truthful here, it's usually because a lack of spirituality, is a lack of foundational principles. And as a Christian, we rely on God for everything. We rely on His Word to give us direction. But if you do not have that foundation, then there is no way that we can expect certain actions to emanate from people, whether they be our politicians or our leaders or even our neighbors. And so we're in a very bad position right now. And whereas as a nation, we should be in constant prayer, in constant state of mind that we're relying on God to get us through this, I would say most people are not doing that. It's not even in the minds of most people to do that. So we're at a spiritual crisis, as well as I guess I would call it physical or virus crisis. And our lack of, or our crisis that is spiritual, will directly affect how we deal with this virus, how we deal with our neighbors, how we deal with other people, whether we're in the supermarket. And, you're seeing so much fighting in our places of supermarkets and other areas of commerce where people are trying to hoard items, or people just get into fight over things. It's like Black Friday every day. And we don't have the spiritual fortitude to be able to fight it, to be able to, put our brother or sister first, or trust in God to meet our needs. We aren't there. And that's my biggest worry. But perhaps this is going to cause people to think and cause people to reassess their spiritual life, and to have a come to Jesus moment and say, okay, I need to get myself together, or I need to look out for others ahead of myself, or whatever the case might be. Maybe that could be one of the silver linings from this, that we, in effect, turn back to our Creator, turn back to God, and rely on Him once more to get us through this situation. Unfortunately, I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. But if you're listening to this, I can only assume that at least from your point of view, you are aware of what's going on, and you do want to be someone who is not only prayerful but able to do and help others. So if you are, please just forward this video to somebody you think might need to listen to it. And then also pray. Start to pray and start to do good and start to look out for people. There's a great need now for us to look out for the elderly and people that we know who are infirmed. There is a great need for us to do that. So, within your area of influence, within your community, please start to do that and look out for those who do not have the ability to really help themselves right now because of the virus, and it appears to affect older people and people with existing conditions. It seems to affect them much more. So those are the people that really need our help right now. So we should do that. We should offer ourselves to help, whether it's go shopping, whether it's, even just to call and check and say, hey, I just want to see how you're doing. Let me know if you need anything. And let us not assume that these people have others to help them or family, because a lot of times that they don't. Older people don't have that. So that's what I would encourage you to do. And please subscribe. I'm going to start recording much more often now because I really feel it's needed. And even if there are other people saying the same thing, it's never too much. I don't think, especially in a time like now, it's never too much or too many people saying things like this that people really need to hear. So God bless you. Take care. Be prayerful. Be careful. And I'll see you next time.